All right. Good evening, Speed Gaming 3. So you're kind of stuck with me tonight. I'm CD Improv. Joining me doing tracking in the background is Diesel Pilot. And totally, I agree with chat. Come on, full shapes. So tonight we have a match between BBQdotgov and Fearon Burgundy. Both of our runners are 1 and 3, though that really shouldn't, there have been a lot of people that have had really, really tight matches this brackets. The guys should be getting going here in just a second. And we've got a little bit of self-promotion from Fearon Burgundy's side. For anybody who doesn't watch his stream, he actually does a commentary for a local wrestling gym from where he is. So it's definitely entertaining. I've actually been to one of the shows and it was a lot of fun. But we should get underway here in just a moment. But yeah, I'm hoping for, how about full shapes, heart shuffle, and extra bosses, just to be mean. All right, we're starting. Oh, nice. We are starting on Candle Row. We're going to get an 8-pack of bombs. Both of our runners are hopefully going to head in the direction of the Woodsword Cave because the Woodsword is a 50-50 flag to roll on for it to be in its vanilla location. All right, Fearon is going to go ahead, try bombing this spot. We've got a Woodsword in the Woodsword Cave for BBQ.gov. Oh, there we go for Fearon. Now both of our runners have pointy sticks. We're doing pretty good. Less than a minute in, and we have a weapon and what might possibly be 0 HP enemies. Oh yeah, that Lionel went down to a single sword stab. We definitely have 0 HP enemies, so this is a definite plus for our runners. We're going to have absolutely useless vanilla hints, so that's good information as well. And sadly, Fearon Burgundy is going to get sniped by a Lionel there, but we're not too far away. It is worth noting that we do have to buy a candle, and there are bombs for 4 rupees and a candle for 48. All right, Fearon is going to head back in that direction. BBQ.gov, meanwhile, is making his way over towards the Death Armo screen. To answer a question from our tracker in chat, no, I have not yet seen them show their Triforces. Now, Fearon, when he died, went ahead and retried. He knew where the Woodsword was. It wasn't going to take very long to get back there, and it gets him that bomb back that he already used. BBQ.gov is going to find level 2, which we may have the Triforce for underneath Death Armos. Let's see, entering here... So it's not going to be second quest because we're not in the letter A. There is a possibility of shapes. So we have first quest or shapes first half, which means we have the Triforces for 1 and 2. Now, BBQ.gov, realizing that, is going to go ahead and continue exploring. He may want a candle before he goes in there. If we end up with a dark room, it can be difficult to navigate around. We're going to have a green entrance to vanilla level 3, which means we have second quest mixed overworld, which isn't the greatest for money. It means we're going to only have 1 large secret. We'll have 1 additional medium, 1 additional small, a couple of extra potion shops. As Fearon is also going to enter into level 2. Now, this could definitely be the moon. We would have start room shuffle on, and I like the fact that Fearon is going to do a little bit of a dig here. Level 2 is small. We have a boomstick seed because that is a big shield on the floor. Now that Patra is not very friendly, but the mini Patrites are going to go down to 1 sword stab because the Patrites have the 0 HP enemy flag on, but the Patra themselves is going to be a completely different story. Yeah, it's a boomstick seed, but unfortunately we have second quest money, so we might not actually be able to afford it when we do finally find that book. Now, this is looking more and more like first quest level 2. I think we're in a giant moon. And the other thing that that shield being on the floor tells us is that we do have item shuffle. Now, Fearon's going to go ahead and clear out this blue darknet room. If second quest rooms rolled on, then there's a small chance that it could have had a floor drop. Yeah, this is somewhere in this quest, somewhere in either the front or back half, we do have vanilla dungeons because you only get dark rooms when you have either a mixed quest seed or vanilla dungeons. And yeah, Neo Wizard, we have 0 HP enemies, which is amazing. It means you can just stab everything once and they're gonna die. Except for the bosses. They have a little bit of HP today. I didn't see what BBQ just picked up from underneath the Armos. Any key, actually, I'm sorry. We've got the any key as the Armos item up near the grave. And a 37 rupee medium secret. That's pretty good, considering we're on second quest money. Alright, here's the map confirming that we are in fact in a first quest level 2, which we have the Triforce for. BBQ.gov is going to go ahead and find level 1. Really nice Kanana key from Fearon Burgundy there. You have to remember to go back through the door to save the fact that you opened it. Alright, now Fearon is kind of doing a room for room. Okay, there's our floor heart. Now, that doesn't mean that heart shuffle is on or off. We don't have enough information for that yet, as we're going to find a ladder as the stair item out of level 1. Now, potentially in level 1, if heart shuffle has rolled on, we're going to have 2 more items on the floor, and if it is off, we'll have a heart and some kind of a floor drop. Fearon's gonna get a key for clearing this really easy room in level 2. And BBQ's gonna take a little bit of an unfortunate death, but this is first quest 1. You're gonna go back in. Fearon is gonna go ahead and take advantage of this shutter door leading south, find some landmos here in first quest 2. Sadly, they won't be a staircase or anything like that because this room... Oh, that's a bow on the floor in level 1. Alright, so that is definitely a level you are going to dig when you find it. Fearon is going to pick up the compass, which should tell him he already has the Triforce for level 2. So that's just confirming that we do have the Triforces for both levels 1 and 2, since 1 is the one of the only 2 Triforces that never changes. Alright, we're gonna have a free key on the floor. But doesn't really matter to BBQ.gov, who already has the any key, which was our Armos item. That little weird text box means that our hints tonight are absolutely useless to the point where none of the old men actually get to say anything at all. To answer a question in chat, there are several. If you go into the Z1R Discord, there's usually a bunch of them attached to the helpful hints and beginners section. That'll give you both the diagrams for first quest, second quest, and then the 2 mixed quests. Alright, really good job on this patcher here from BBQ.gov. I don't know for sure if this can have a floor drop in level 1, but looks like we're going to get a key. If we didn't have the any key, that would be fantastic. Alright, Fearon gets the news that we have a green level, that's vanilla level 3, which means that we have second quest mixed overworld. And it's always an adjustment when you find whiz ropes in level 1. You're just going, isn't this supposed to be the easy level? All right, Fearon is going to give us our first look of the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We have a floor heart in 1, so at the moment we still have no more information on Heart Shovel. Oh yes, the Wizrobes totally just want to hug, because you want to hug a creepy ghost-looking guy in a big sheet? Fearon is going to go ahead, buy his candle, which is a really smart move. He's got the money for it right now, and we do know that we aren't going to get any free candles in any of our Take Any caves tonight, because there wasn't one in the Wood Sword Cave. And a big thank you to Diesel Pilot for linking the Triforce chart into chat. BBQ.gov is also going to go ahead, while he's got the money, purchase his his blue candle. Some people really just like hugs from anyone. That reminds me of the meme with the guy who's like giving away free hugs but charging for really special hugs. BBQ.gov finds his first Take Any. He is up to 5 hearts, so that gives him a chance at whatever our white sword item is going to be for tonight. And we do have drop group shuffle because levers just drop bombs. Not sure if that was a red lever or a blue lever, but they shouldn't have dropped the bomb pack normally. Alright, BBQ.gov is going to start burning the forest. Fearon Burgundy finds level 4 in the Deadwoods. Now, he should know, having seen the map of level 2, that this is, in fact, a first quest 4. Which means it looks like the cute little rope. BBQ.gov, meanwhile, is going to find first quest level 5 in the other side of the forest, and he's going to leave it alone for right now. So if I'm BBQ.gov, I got the ladder out of level 1. There is a really good chance, since you know item shuffle is on, that there's something happy waiting for you off the coast for free. And it is definitely not first quest level 6. So I would make note of where you are, come back later, but first I would go see what's hanging out on the coast. If it's something like a bow, which we found in 1, but if it's something like Silver's Red Ring, any kind of an offensive upgrade, it really would come in handy. And Sasbragi guy, in this case, that boomerang with 0 HP enemies would come in really handy, because we could kill a lot of things with it. Anything you can hit with the boomerang in 0 HP enemies is going to end up dying when you hit it. Alright, Fearon, meanwhile, is going to continue clearing rooms here in this level 4. We have the potions letter pick up for BBQ.gov. And we have a very free item here in First Quest 4, as there will be no transport staircases. Fearon is going to find the power bracelet. In a mixed second quest overworld, this is really useful. In addition to unlocking the 4 vanilla power bracelet locations, it's going to unlock those, the extra spots, like the one all the way in the left of Death Mountain, or the arrow. And speaking of arrows, we find the arrow and blue ring store at the open cave just below the desert. Alright, BBQ.gov is continuing to work his way over towards the ladder spot. Fearon is going to find some blue landmos. Now, unfortunately, they did not roll down, and there is no safety door here. Now, if I'm Fearon, I have 2 keys. I would think about potentially just walking straight through the room where the blue landmos are, seeing if you can just kind of make it through them. That room could have a floor drop, as this is level 4, but at this point we don't know anything about Heart Shuffle, really. Alright, BBQ.gov is going to try to burn the first Quest 8 spot. It does not open. And he's getting even closer to whatever is waiting for us on the coast, but first we're going to find a jerkface who's stealing all of our money. Well, we got a raft. It unlocks 2 spots, no matter which quest you're in, and there's always a small chance it's going to be useful. Being on this side of the world, BBQ.gov is going to go ahead, clear the dock so he doesn't get slamooed, and give us a raft check. Well, we got a potion shop. I mean, that's better than a door repair. We actually had a, I believe it was a race in the tournament yesterday, where the raft was blocking 2 different levels. Okay, well, we don't have to kill the Gliok, but this is a really difficult room to try and get through. Sadly, that big shield isn't going to really help Fearon at all, so maybe he's going to see if he can go to the north through the invisible room. Yeah, at this point, I would really just walk straight through the landmos. If you can. He might get lucky and be able to get a kill here if they will stay to the other side of the room. This would be really good for Fearon. Unfortunately, they split up. One of them was chasing Link, the other one was chasing Anti-Link. So, oddly enough, in the original Legend of Zelda, the way it's programmed, the AI either chases the actual image of Link, or it chases the mirror image of Link. And that's why sometimes you'll have, like, a dead split on your enemy set, where half of them are on one side of the screen, where you aren't, and half of them are on the other side. It's kind of funky, just the way they programmed it in. Alright, Fearon's trying to get this fairy. He's going to go back to full health. BBQ.gov is going to find another blue ring and arrow shop. So, this should start maybe giving you an indication that, that Boomstick has in fact rolled on, because it's going to mean at this point that the book is in the rare shop, which should only appear in one shop tonight. Alright, Fearon is going to grab the key and hopefully just walk straight through the Gliok. Good job, Fearon. Alright, he's going to have to feed another key to the game, and then unfortunately is going to be ladder blocked here in level 4. This is good information to have, except for he still hasn't found level 1 yet. When he does, it's not hard to find the ladder. And apparently we have another Coke Day as BBQ.gov finds level 8. That room opening up straight across means that we are not in a second quest 8, because the double row would have been underneath the letters B and O in board. Now, this still could be a first quest 8, but with start room shuffle on. Here we got the map. Yep, we got a first quest. So alright, we didn't get our shapes, but we did end up getting item shuffle. That's pretty good. Fearon is going to find a take any and go up to 6 hearts. He is guaranteed now to be able to pick up the white sword. We don't know what it is yet or where it happens to be. We've got an early staircase for BBQ.gov. It's going to be the transport here in 8. Fearon is going to find the magical sword on Candle Row. Okay, we're going to get transported all the way down to the bottom of this level 8, but it is going to get us the compass. Fearon is going to find his potions letter. That's pretty useful to have. And BBQ.gov is going to get the sad news that we are not able to bomb through that wall. So that was a one-off staircase, but at the very least it gave us the information as to where our Triforce is. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pick up, I think that was a bomb pack. Or rupees. And with the any key, BBQ.gov doesn't really have to worry about what door he's opening up because he's got all the keys in the game. Alright, we're going to find a Manhandla. We do know that they are not 0 HP tonight. I think they might actually be normal. And unfortunately, I missed where level 1 was when BBQ.gov ended up finding it. I know that level 2 was under the Forgotten Spot, 4 is in the Dead Woods, 8 is all the way in the forest. We're got a heart here on the floor for BBQ.gov. 5 and 6 are down near the coast, but I did in fact miss where level 1 was, and I don't think we've seen 3. And yeah, I agree. With this many hearts that we've seen on the floor and no items randomly dropping so far, I'm more inclined to think that it wasn't on. We're going to have a bomb upgrade here in level 8. Sadly, we can't afford it. And Death Mountain or the Grave area sounds about right for level 1 as far as what BBQ would have been exploring. We know this is an item because we've already found the transport. We're going to get a red candle for BBQ.gov. So this is okay for rooms like where you get bubbled. This is still really, really good to have this early in the game. Fearon is going to do an Armos check here. Worth noting, he still hasn't made it over to the grave to pick up his any key, which was the Armos item. To answer a question in chat. Once I get my cursor to stop typing, we're going to have the blue boomerang here in level 8. Now, I do agree with BBQ.gov picking this up. So, you've been wondering, the magic sword, does it always appear in the magic sword slot in the randomizer, or can a required item be on it? So, Fred has actually commented several times that he will not, at least currently, put an item in the magical sword spot because of the flag where the magical sword can roll up to max hearts. There is no guarantee that, say you take a candle out of a Take Any Cave instead of a heart, that you would then be able to pick up or have access to the hearts to pick up that magical sword. So he always wants to make it so that we can actually beat the game. You know, because Fred is awesome. We got a Triforce underneath the Goma here in level 8. Fearon is going to see level 8. It looks like he is gonna leave it alone for right now. He's gonna check our potion prices and yeah, pick up an early potion because he's got the money. Data plot. It's because Fred's a good guy. He does put a lot of concern into making sure we can actually beat the game. Fearon is going to go ahead and go back into first quest level 8. To answer your question in chat, no, Fred did not end up joining, but he still does a lot of the admin work and stuff on the back end for us and taking care of our schedules and our volunteer forms and patches and such. He's currently doing, I think the Z1R, is it Cross Keys? He's in a Z1R tournament at the moment. Alright, BBQ.gov is going to find level 5. We've already seen this on Fearon's side, but let's see if BBQ can make a little bit more progress. He does have the any key, which means he doesn't have to worry about what doors he's opening up. Oh, there we go. Thanks to that any key and being able to progress a little bit more than Fearon could, BBQ.gov is going to find the white sword inside of level 5. Now, if we are assuming that Heart Shuffle is off, we just need to find our Triforce, and then we're done in here for now. Sadly, we are going to get grabby-handed all the way back to start, but thankfully we weren't that far into the dungeon. I think it was just mainly that at the time Fearon found it, he did not have the keys to be able to open up that key door, and the other one on this side of the NSU. Alright, meanwhile, Fearon is continuing to explore this level 8. Now, he didn't actually take that early staircase, so he doesn't have the compass, but he is heading in the correct direction to find his Triforce. BBQ.gov is going to find the Triforce out of level 5, and I imagine, unless the game is really trolling and Heart Shuffle turned on, we are not coming back anytime soon. Now, level 6 is right here, so I imagine we're going to go see BBQ.gov, try to finish up level 6. Alright, we're going to get the map of what I think they had said was originally that this was supposed to be like a sleeping dragon. If I'm Fearon, I'm going to, try to get that key from underneath the Gleeok. I wouldn't really worry about clearing this because it is giving you a way out of the room, but Fearon's doing a good job of staying out of the way of the fireball at the moment. Oh, that's funny. That's a second quest room that had rolled into level 6. That's actually the vanilla... I want to say it's the vanilla drop room. You were wondering if Fred ever added anything under the 10 Armos on the screen under the any road. Not underneath the Armos. I don't know if that's actually possible, but there is a flag that will shuffle the location of the it'll shuffle the location of the bomb spot on that screen. Good job to Fearon. He did go ahead and use the potion to clear the Gleeok there. He's going to be rewarded with this, I think, is maybe the transport staircase. It's going to take him down to show him where his compass is. Alright, BBQ.gov. Yeah, see, there's the Triforce here. Fearon, in just checking normally, is going to find it just sitting there underneath the Goma. And we have a recorder in level 6. So, there are many things that the recorder could do in this flag set. It can be recorder to beaten or unbeaten. It can be recorder to beaten new. Or it can be, new or vanilla locations. So you kind of, for this to be a really amazing thing that you find in the dungeons, you kind of want it to roll to unbeaten dungeons, new locations, because other than finding 9, you are done searching the overworld. You just have to blow the recorder and the game will take you to the next dungeon that you need to beat. Fearon doing a really good job of using the safety door strat to take out this Gleeok. There's actually a couple of pixels here on the right side that you can actually stand there, and until the Gleeok heads start separating off, the game cannot actually shoot back at you. All right, BBQ.gov, that's a great room. You are so glad you have the ladder in this room right now. All right, BBQ.gov is almost done clearing these blue landmos so that they can progress down, grab their Triforce, and then I would have to imagine we're going to be done in level 6. Thankfully, this is something we can kill. To answer a question in chat from El Rocco, both of our runners right now are 1 and 3, though, so it's kind of hard to kind of judge in this tournament based on that, because for a while there, random effect was down in the lower half of the standings. We've just had so many, between the seeds themselves, there are so many variables, and the matches themselves, we've had like a lot of amazing matchups that have come down to really close races that have just kind of, you know, made an effect. Alright, we're going back to burning the Deadwoods, and BBQ.gov is going to go ahead and find level 4. This will net him a power bracelet. Now, another thing important about that recorder is that we are on a second quest mixed overworld. Good job, Diesel. We are on a second quest mixed overworld, which means there are a lot more recorder spots that could possibly be hiding our level 3 tonight. Alright, Fearon is going to find that red candle here in level 8. Now, again, this is a really good item to pick up early on in case you end up trapped inside of a room with a bunch of enemies in a bubble. With 0 HP enemies, the red candle is going to be able to kill quite a lot of them. And that way, you know, you have a reusable weapon when you might not have your sword. Alright, BBQ.gov is working his way up in this level 4. Now, with the ladder, he's quite possibly going to be able to do this in one shot, because he'll be able to just walk straight through the Chevy room that was stopping Fearon earlier. Fearon is going to find the blue boomerang here in level 8. Alright, that is both items in level 8, and possibly the floor heart for Fearon. He's going to up an A, and we are done in level 8 because we already have the Triforce for it. It was up close to the top of the dungeon, so really it made perfect sense to pick it up and then go back in and dig the second half. Alright, we got a heart drop here in this room for BBQ.gov. Now there's a compass inside of that skeleton. It looks like BBQ.gov is going to go ahead and walk around. He still has to clear the room to his left there, I believe. And he was hoping that that compass would actually shuffle to the middle of the T, but it is a fun fact that the drop location in that room in 4 is always on the outside, and the only one to have the compass in the middle is usually level 5. Alright, here's the power bracelet pickup for BBQ.gov. Now, I think as soon as he gets the compass, he's basically going to beeline it to the Triforce, and we'll be done here in level 4. Now he has to walk north, I believe, through a Chevy room on the other side of this blue landmost, because this wall will not bomb. I mean, at this point, if I'm BBQ, I have the any key. I'm just gonna walk straight through and not actually kill the murder ropes. Mainly because that can happen. Fearon Burgundy is gonna find level 5. Yeah, the murder ropes are like, why are you in our dungeon? Go away. You're like door-to-door salesmen that we have no interest in talking to. Alright, so it's worth noting at this point that of the things we have not seen, we haven't seen level 9, level 3, or the white sword item. BBQdotgov seeing the Gleeok, kind of immediately noping out. Now there is a key door behind that Gleeok, but he only has 3 hearts, so he's got to be very careful walking through here. We're going to get a health refill from the Stalfoses and continue heading to the tip of this little snake's nose to pick up our Triforce. Alright, we got the Triforce at a level 4 for BBQ.gov, and we are back to looking for... Actually, I don't think we've seen level 7 either, so we're looking for levels 3, 7, 9, and the white sword item in case it ends up being silvers. And we still have levers dropping bombs. I love when the easy-to-kill things start dropping bombs everywhere. Alright, sadly, our wrap tonight is blocking a money-making game and a potion shop, so it's not of very much use. Fearon is going to find probably that our any roads are vanilla, but because this is a mixed quest overworld, there are going to be a few more power bracelet spots to check. He should be finding level 1 here shortly because we know that BBQ.gov had picked up the any key right around the same time he found level 1, and the any key is on this screen here. Alright, Recorder Lake is gonna have some money for us. To answer your question in chat, has BBQ played to see where the recorder takes him? I don't believe so, but I'm still kind of watching 2 screens, so there's a chance I missed it. At this point, 9 is the most likely location for silvers, right? The vanilla 9 flag item is pretty likely. That was actually disabled for this tournament. The only way that silvers and red ring get forced into 9 is if we have complete first quest or second quest item locations, and we already know that our items have been shuffled. But the forced items into 9 flag was actually turned off before we started Swiss. Doesn't really stop it from happening, but, you know, we already know that we actually got item shuffle today, which is pretty cool. All right, we're gonna find a potion shop. Fearon is going to do some bombing here in Death Mountain. And there we go. That is level 1 for Fearon Burgundy. So this is going to get Fearon his bow, his ladder, a floor heart, and, well, we might pick up the Triforce we've already got for a health refill. All right, so friends, so this is a great room. You have sword beams, permanent sword beams. You have 0 HP enemies, and we're about to grab a ladder, which is fantastic. You've already seen that there's a potential ladder block in level 4. You know that there's a raft on the coast, even though we know that it's not going to do much good. There, oh, that's big. All right, so our white sword item was in fact blocked by the recorder and is the necessary silver arrows. All right, we are continuing to whistle the dungeons, or whistle the desert here. I feel like there should be a Spaceballs joke made about combing the desert. Alright, we're gonna get a check of first quest level 1, which is just a money-making game. And to answer a question in chat, what is the flute song? It sounds like the Secret of Mana. I don't actually know. Unless it's something I've heard a gazillion times, like the Spanish Flea, or the Simpsons, or like the Flintstones and the Jetsons. I hardly ever pick up on the flute song. Fearon is going to unfortunately get shuttered in with this Patra, but he's doing a really good job of using sword beams to take it out. Now, the Patrites have the same HP as our overworld enemies, which means 0, and the middle of the Patra is going to have the same as the boss. Alright, looks like we're going to get the recorder check here from BBQdotgov. This is level 5, so it's beaten new locations. Young people are like, what's the Jetsons? Ah, they don't know what they're missing. That was a very good cartoon when I was growing up. Alright, so here's what needs to happen. Fearon is about to find his bow and hopefully be very, very happy. He has now found the bow, he's found the floor heart, and he found the ladder in the staircase. So he should know that he's done here in level 1. He is going to go ahead and walk back out to preserve his heart total. I can't say that I blame him at all, because I like having health. Health is good. But Fearon's going to need to go into level 6 with the ladder and go ahead and get his recorder, because it will be required to finish the game, as our silvers are hiding underneath the desert recorder spot. Oh, there's the book! The book! We're gonna find level 9 underneath the ladder, the second quest ladder spot on the river. Pawn swag, books are for explosions, because this is a boomstick seed, which means that if we manage to buy the book and find the wand, that instead of shooting fire, our wand shoots bombs, which work really well against wizrobes in dungeons, and open up any bomb wall in a dungeon. Dangerous, maybe. Fun, yes. Alright, we're gonna check the power bracelet spot that's added in second quest and find a 12 rupee secret for Ron. Oh man, with that money, that just put Fearon into range to be able to buy that book. Alright, we're gonna get a 10th. Oh, there's the book! Yay! Alright, let's hope for a really easy wand somewhere before they get into level 9, because that would be fantastic. Alright, we just had a 10th heart pickup for BBQ.gov, who's going to whistle back to level 1. I think he forgot to check the arrow and the recorder spot up here. Alright, there's the bookstore for BBQ.gov. And Fearon Burgundy, I believe, just found level 9. Yep, there's level 9. The book is also an atlas today, though, since we have First Quest Vanilla. We kind of already have the maps for that. Alright, Fearon is going to go ahead, check out the rest of this Lost Hills area. Now, I would have actually been tempted to buy bombs while I was there, since they're remarkably cheap today. Okay, we're gonna have a jerk face in Vanilla level 9 who steals our money. Now, BBQ.gov is also about to find the 80 some odd rupee large secret. Hey, there we go. Fearon filling up on bombs while he's got the chance. Until he finds the wand, he's not going to be able to shoot explosions. And BBQ.gov heading straight back to that bookstore, and he is also going to buy the book. Now, you might be questioning why they're doing this with 0 HP enemies, but here's the thing. You're going into level 9, which may or may not contain a bunch of wizrobes and other evil things. Level 9 is also going to have a ton of bomb walls. So, in reality, it's amazing to be able to just walk into a room, start firing bombs at all those wizrobes, and have to pay a little bit less attention to where you're standing. It's also great you don't have to worry about your bomb count. You just aim the boomstick at the wall, shoot, and if there is a bomb wall there, it opens. And there's a lot of them in First Quest level 8. Alright, we're gonna find some more money as BBQ.gov, I think, is giving us our first look at West Death Mountain. And as far as maps, I do believe both of these runners use Z-Tracker, which actually has the maps for both first and second Quest Vanilla levels built into the tracker. Alright. I'm a little concerned about the placement of that bomb, but I'll go with it. Alright, we have what I think is the last take any for BBQ.gov. He is now up to 11 hearts, which gives him a really good chance at being able to pick up that magical sword, depending upon how it rolled tonight. And we have yet to find levels 3 or 7. Alright, BBQ.gov just whistled to level 6. To answer a question from Rywek in chat. So there's a couple of different flags at play. Vanilla game, it's 10 hearts, I believe, to be able to get the magical sword. So there's a chance that it's still the vanilla values, but there's also a chance that it will roll between, oh, is it 12 hearts? Thanks, Diesel. I don't play vanilla all that often. I just know that in the randomizer, you can have between 10 and 16 to possibly be able to pick up that magical sword. Yeah, big thanks. It's a little bit interesting not being able to hand this off to anybody. Fearon is going to find another take any. He is also now eligible to try to pick up that magical sword. Yeah, 16 is the max that it can ever roll. That's actually one of the reasons why... Oh, is it 14? Thanks, Diesel. See? Math. It involves numbers. I avoid it. To be honest, in most of my races, unless I have a gazillion hearts to the point where I know it's guaranteed, I don't usually bother trying to pick it up. Alright, we're going to get the same bomb spot not opening here for Fearon. We're going to get a check of Vanilla level 2, which is a fairy pond in Mixed Quest. Trying to think of what spots I have not yet seen either of our runners try to open up. As Fearon finds level 7. There we go. Okay, we have the giant dinosaur head. Now, unfortunately for Fearon, he doesn't have the information that the silvers are the white sword item. He also has not yet seen level 6, which is why he doesn't have the information about the white sword item. So he may continue digging level 7 looking for either the recorder, because at this point he should know that something is blocking him from overworld locations, or he might keep digging looking for the silvers. Though on the plus side, there's a red ring out there somewhere. BBQdotgov is going to go ahead and join Fearon here in level 7. Alright, it's also worth noting that unfortunately Fearon is currently out of bombs. And very true, El Rocco. The wand in here would be really, really nice, especially with these whiz robes. And the fact that we don't have any explosives. We're gonna find the compass and... Oh, that's not good. At the moment, Fearon is, I believe, bomb blocked from the rest of this level. Because if I'm BBQ.gov and I find that compass one room down, I am leaving. There's our bait block. Now, he's not really that necessary as long as we check the rest of these rooms. And it looks like Fearon is going to go try to find an overworld bomb drop or see if something pirouettes. BBQ.gov is going to go ahead, get the Triforce out of level 7, and he just needs to find level 3. So I'm trying to think. I want to say whistle spot in the desert, which is technically the grave. Oh, bomb spot right here. Turns out it's level 3. Saves me having to figure out where we haven't been already. BBQ.gov is going to pick up another heart, which gives him an even better shot at being able to pick up the magical sword, but he does have Betty. Now this any key is just going to let him walk through pretty much any door until he either finds a compass or a Triforce. Betty White is actually the name that we have given the white sword in the Z1R Randomizer community. Alright, we're going to continue through this 3. 3 is rather tiny. The enemy set does not seem terrible. There hasn't really been much that we cannot kill. And words. If I am Fearon right now, I am just hoping that there's a bomb shop somewhere really close to here. So on the plus side, if he can't get a bomb drop, it might actually send him back into level 6 where he still needs to get the Triforce. And speaking of Triforces, there's the last Triforce that BBQ.gov needs to enter level 9. Alright, Fearon is going to go ahead, take some mini roads. I want to say he's probably got a bomb shop near here marked on his tracker. Yeah, 9 is just a quick walk over the river. With the ladder, it's really easy to get to. So, in this level 9, we are listening for the roar of Ganon. He's really loud. He's that neighbor that nobody really ever wants, who can be heard from any of the rooms that are adjacent to the one he's in. We are also looking for a shutter door that does not open when you fully clear the room, or... Wow. Game. Really? Alright, so we'll get back to that shutter door thing here in just a second. Alright, it is not a 0 HP Ganon. BBQ.gov is going to go ahead and get the stun lock. He has the potion at the ready, so this should be okay. There we go. We have red bacon. BBQ.gov is going to go ahead shoot Ganon with the silvers. Now, before leaving Ganon's room, I would try to bomb up. Yeah, there we go. So, what we're looking for now that Ganon is actually dead is a room with a shutter door that opens up the moment we walk into the room, whether or not the enemies have been cleared, because that is going to be the location of Zelda. That one didn't open. That Dig Dogger is not in a great spot, but he's not actually blocking much. Now, in 9, normally if we have helpful hints, the old men will kind of try to give you the locations of Zelda, Ganon, the Silvers, or just be trolls. Okay, so at this point, I would either bomb to the right in a couple of these rooms, or go all the way back down near start. Or take a transport staircase. There we go. Meanwhile, Fearon is back in level 6. This is a really good play for Fearon because it should get him the recorder and the Triforce. Sadly, the transport staircase did us absolutely no good. Yeah, Fearon's gonna find the compass in level 6. Well, to answer your question in chat, Ganon and Ganon's room doesn't mean anything for us here, does it? So, Ganon and Zelda being in their own rooms is actually a completely separate flag from a couple of the different ones that we've seen at play tonight. So there is a chance that Zelda's in Zelda's room, which means that you would want to walk up and down levels, because if she's in her vanilla room, the only entrance is going to be from the bottom. Now, if he just randomly rolled into his own room, there's a chance that she's not in her room, so, well, doesn't matter because we found her. Let's get some GGs here in chat for BBQ.gov, finishing with a race time GG time of 58:11.
Oh, I learned this the hard way. These are not one-shottable.
And hey, Diesel, somebody's got a live mic. So if you could hook us up with some lobby music, that'd be fantastic. Alright guys, looks like BBQ.gov will be joining us here in just a moment. Welcome in GG's, BBQ.
Thank you very much. Is that what it feels like to write order need?
Well, I mean, that was the early trip to Death Mountain and finding level 1 when you did was definitely a good thing.
Yeah, so I tend to go to Death Mountain if we start kind of in the middle of the map. And I don't know if this is smart or not, but I kind of tend to gravitate towards doing the Deadwoods checks and then looping up to do the Death Mountain Armos, because I figure that that I'll get those 2 annoying power bracelet checks out of the way, and then if there's nothing there, it seems like a lot of the time that the power bracelet ends up at the normal power bracelet spot in these flags. That's probably just perception, but
oh no, it's a whole separate flag from item shuffle. So for it to not roll under the vanilla location and not be vanilla any roads, it would take a whole separate flag combination.
Ah, okay. Oh, good. So I do have some logic behind my.
Yeah, no. It's one of those things. It's kind of like the wood sword in the wood sword cave.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was relieved to see that early. So I got stabby implement early. No messages in the caves. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just see as much stuff as we can. And yeah, that was just kind of dumb luck. I stumbled into 2, and then first thing, and then I remembered that, oh wait, you haven't checked which Triforces you have, and I saw 1 and maybe 2, and I saw like 2 rooms, and I was like, well, this can't be second quest 2, so this is probably I already have this, so let's just bail and see what else we can find. And then yeah, found 1 by dumb luck, and then went in there, and all the goodies were in there.
Yeah, that was definitely a loaded level 1. You got the bow, you've got the ladder, which was in fact somewhat required.
It certainly made my life a lot easier.
Yeah, I think there was a way around the room in 4, but it really did allow you to just walk straight up through the Chevy and not have to try to fight the Gliok, I believe.
Yeah, there was a Gliok, and then there was a room of danger noodles I died in. And I was like, well, I don't want to have to go in. And I tried to bomb to the right, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, well, I either have to go through there, or I have to go all the way around to get to the Triforce. And I was like, well, I'm not fighting the danger noodles, because those were the 1 enemies that were not 0 HP.
Yep.
So,
Meanwhile, Fearon has found and picked up his Triforce out of level 6. But yeah, it was really nice that all the enemies had 0 HP. You guys had Beam Sword. It was that was a very kind seed for the most part, other than needing to find things in the right order.
Yeah, I appreciated that. That was nice. But on the other hand, I knew that helped Fearon too. So I knew I couldn't just rest on, oh, it's 0 HP, I knew I had to focus on my routing, because I was not happy in some of my earlier races with how I routed. I felt like in my race against Alsoa, had I A, realized I had the Triforce in 8 and not dug 2Q8, and B, had I routed better, I might have won that one. So, because I think in that seed, he ended up like full clearing everything. So I was trying to do better about routing in this seed, and I feel like I feel okay about my routing for the most part.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You were taking advantage of locations in the open caves and prioritizing. Like as soon as you found the wood sword, it was all about trying to find as many open locations as possible. It seemed. It's worth noting, Fearon is about to play the recorder, which is going to take him to 8. He already has the Triforce out of here, so this should tell him that it is recorded to beaten new locations.
Oh, good. I'm guessing maybe he's seen stuff in like a different order. Like maybe he found 5 and 6 first.
He did. He actually found 5 and 6. He didn't get the ending key until later. He went ahead, full cleared level 8, which wasn't terrible because it gets you the red candle. But at that point, he'd already bought the blue candle. The first thing he did was actually full clear level 2, so he knew that we had a boomstick seed pretty early on because the big shield was on the floor.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until like 50 minutes in. I was like, and I was almost at 200 rupees at that point, and I was like, oh man, that would be great. And then I think once I cleared Eastern Death Mountain, I was at 220, and I was like, well, wait, I have silvers, I have a potion. It's either this or a blue ring, and it's 0 HP enemies, so YOLO, let's go boomstick. In case I find the wand by accident. I didn't need it, but I kind of felt like that was a worthwhile gamble.
Yeah, Fearon just purchased wood arrows, but yeah, I agree. You both actually ended up purchasing the book with the money from the large secret you found in the open cave next to what would have been vanilla level 9. Fearon is going to whistle back to level 6. Now, if he goes straight up from here, and he whistles the desert, he's going to go ahead and find his silver arrows, which would be very good knowledge for him because it's going to tell him that he is done digging dungeons. But first, he's going to go complete some of these checks near Vanilla Start, it looks like.
Yeah, that was a welcome surprise. I knew White Sword was still outstanding, and I had just gotten the flute out of 6. I got out of that 6. And I was like, okay, I'm over here. I was cleaning up Eastern checks. I didn't want to orphan anything. I was like, I almost went to the Lost Hills first, but then I was like, no, wait, do the 3 desert checks, and then go do Lost Hills. And then I got silvers, and I was like, okay, let's check. Let's Death Mountain, I guess? Okay, cool. We're in go mode. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. It was definitely kind of interesting, because at that point, we still had not found 3, 7, the White Sword item, or level 9, and we're just going, all right, it's got to be here somewhere. Fearon is going to go ahead and see if we can pick up mags. Unfortunately, we cannot.
Oh, darn. 3 and 7 were literally my last 2 locations on my map that I hadn't checked. And I was just like, oh god, I hope there's nothing. I hope there's nothing good in here, and I hope Fearon hasn't already found these and gotten like red ring or something.
Yeah, we haven't actually found the red ring. We're going to get the next raft check here from Fearon. Now, unfortunately for Fearon, he ran out of bombs just before being able to bomb and find level 3. And then he got into 7, but unfortunately he didn't have enough bombs to find the bomb wall to get over to the Triforce. He got the compass, and then sadly he didn't have any bombs left. He'd use his last one to open up that cave.
Yeah, I was getting very worried that bombs were going to be a thing in 9, because I went up that column and I couldn't bomb to the left, and in my mind I was like, okay, where's the trolley spot Zelda could be? It could be in that far left column, and there's one bomb hole in, or there's like a magic staircase. So I was just trying to be methodical in 9 and get through, see as much as I could, and I actually took kind of your advice and just was taking what the layout of 9 gave me. If it gave me a door, go check that door real quick. And it paid off, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I was going into the spiel as you found Ganon, and I'm like, hold on, because we're about to have to change the spiel here. Because that was, I guess because he was 3 rooms up, straight up. And none of us had actually heard, because sometimes runners will go into the second room in 9 just to see if it's immediate Ganon or insta Ganon. And in this case, I don't think either of you did.
No.
So we didn't know that there was Ganon pretty much right at start.
Yeah, I walked up. I didn't hear it in my head. I didn't hear the roar until literally I went through that door in the old man room. And I was like, oh, wait a second. That's an instant Ganon. And then I walk in, poof, Triforce is up in the air. And I'm like, oh, okay. Do I have everything? Wait, where's silvers? Where's my potion?
Yep. All right. Fearon, meanwhile, he is checking all of his recorder stuff in the Dead Woods. So he's taking this time to go ahead and finish up with level 4. He should have his Triforce here in a minute. And upon seeing it again, knowing that the blue Landmo room did not bomb to the right, level 4 was in fact ladder blocked. Like hard, it was hard ladder blocked because it forced you to go through the Chevy room instead of being able to bomb right out of that Landmo room.
Ooh, that's unkind. Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, beam swords and 0 HP enemies. It's got to kind of balance it out somehow.
Yeah,
Fearon's gonna check Recorder Lake. I imagine the recorder spot to the south of here, and then work his way up through the grave, which should send him back in the directions of level 3 and 7. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm impressed you were doing this all by yourself. I'm sorry you had to hang out here all by yourself and watch us run around with a jet seed.
I mean, at least it wasn't. There was a race in one of the last tournaments. It was a daytime race where I was doing solo comms, and it was almost 2.5 hours.
Ooh, were you just reciting like cookie recipes at that point?
No, it was actually a really exciting race, and I had a lot of fun time to talk with chat, and chat's been very engaging today, so that's helpful.
Oh, good. Oh, thanks, Chad. Hi, Chad. How you doing?
Yeah, chat's good. Well, I mean, at this point, we have a winner, so there's a high chance that chat has moved on to watch one of the many other races that are happening here tonight.
Oh, there are some really good ones tonight. I think there's one going on right now. There's one that just started. And then is Chess Jerk and Caffey, is that at 11?
Yeah, Chess Jerk and Caffey is at 11 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be Adirondack, Rick, and just Sandy on the call. So that should definitely, between the caliber of the runners and the commentary, that should be a good time.
Wow, that's a slugfest. Those two can take pretty much any seed and turn it into a jet seed. So that promises to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, no, it's just kind of the stumbling into one and finding the bow and the ladder just kind of rocket fueled me. I feel like, and I think that was just kind of dumb luck. I found one first. Had I not found one first, I probably would have done a lot of the same stuff.
So, Fearon, in farming for what is possibly rupees, discovered that Argini actually rolled into the bomb dropping group tonight.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's actually kind of handy for him, though. If he's bomb starved in 3 and 7, that's a
he unfortunately, in a both a good and a bad way, it forced him back into level 6 and 4, where he still needed the item out of 6 and the Triforce out of 4. Unfortunately, he didn't record the desert before heading back to level 7 and 3, which means there's a really good chance he's going to dig for the items in both levels 7 and 3, as he hasn't yet seen that the silvers are the white sword item.
Yeah, and again, kind of dumb luck. Had I not done that check the desert first, I probably would have been in the same boat. I probably would have found 7 and 3 before doing those checks, and then I might still be in 7.
All right, so Fearon is going to walk in. I think he's going to try to see if he can pirouette this door. It does not pirouette. Not really sure why, because he knew that he was originally bomb blocked in here. He couldn't find the bomb wall that I think was like either the room directly next to the Triforce or below it, and it was all whiz robes in this shutter, so it didn't really make you want to explore very much. Though in Fearon's case right now, the boomstick or the red ring would definitely come in handy. It would make things ever so much faster.
Oh yeah, he would be flying through this. If he had boomstick.
Yeah, I mean, walk in, shoot a couple of bombs, the entire room dies. You pick up all the stuff and leave. It's amazing. I think this is the bomb wall that goes to the left.
I think you're right. I think it is.
All right, looks like he's trying to take the direct path over to the Triforce. He's going to kill this Aqua Menace. And there, of course, are the bombs located behind a bomb wall, because the game has jokes. Another pack just sitting on the floor behind 2 bomb walls.
Yeah, I heard you needed bombs.
Yeah, but, you kind of put them on the other side of a bomb wall, game.
Yeah, I'm assuming I assume Heart Shuffle was off, by the way.
Yeah, we're going with it was definitely off. We saw pretty much every level had a heart on the floor. So unless something really screwy happened with some of the items we have not yet seen. There's even bombs in the Chevy. Game. Ow. Silly game. All right, so we've got an Aquamentus guarding the Triforce, but again, Fearon did not see there's another pack of bombs. Fearon did not see that the white sword item is in fact the silver arrows blocked by the recorder in the desert. It means he's probably going to continue digging this level, so we might get to find out where our wand, banana, red ring, and staircase heart are.
Good God, how many bombs are in here?
Lots of them, because the game can be a jerk on occasion.
The only thing that would be more insulting is if this next room was a bomb upgrade.
Well, I mean, you would have had to use like 6 bombs to get to the bomb upgrade, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
All right.
This game.
More bombs. More bombs.
Okay.
I mean, they're whiz ropes. They're still bomb droppers, even though apparently Guinea and I think it was the red levers were bomb droppers on the overworld today.
I think red levers, and I think I may have gotten a bomb off an orange Tektite. I may have. Not really sure.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember seeing a spider drop bombs, but it sounds plausible. Fearon's actually doing a really good job of using half-tile combat to his advantage, and please, dear game, can this be our item? And how about a red ray?
Or a boomstick. A boomstick would be great for him right here.
Yeah,
It really would.
both would be amazing.
And a nice one-screen block clip.
Well, I mean, this gives him a shot at picking up the magical sword.
It does, and having bosses. I mean, Ganon's not 0 HP, so yeah, if he's still got wood sword, getting mags will definitely help him in that fight.
All right, sorry.
No,
Thankfully, it's only 2 rooms away from the Triforce, so Fearon is going to be able to head straight back up, take care of this Aquamentus, and knowing what he's got left on his overworld, should hopefully bomb one screen to the left and find level 3. But again, having not seen the silvers as the white sword item, he will probably clear level 3.
Yeah, and I think I saw a good chunk of 3 myself, just looking for the Triforce. So I expect he'll do the same thing. By the way, I saw the channel about 10 minutes before we went live. I have on my screen all the wrestling jokes, because Fearon, in addition to doing stuff on Twitch, is also a commentator for Monster Factory Wrestling that is in Philadelphia, which is where he lives.
I know. I've actually met Fearon in real life.
Have you?
And been to the Monster Factory.
Oh, wow. Nice. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I had a lot of fun. I got kicked in the head because there were kids behind me who refused to move, and they were doing some extra stuff with a table and a guy being thrown into the table.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this was not scripted.
Yeah, no, it didn't hurt or anything like that. It was just the kids wouldn't get the heck out of the way. But it was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, that's awesome. So there was a time when I followed WWE somewhat closely. Some friends of mine and I did. I don't so much anymore. But Fearon, for folks who don't know, is actually a play-by-play commentator for Monster Factory. And I think I saw on his start screen 5-10 minutes before the match that he had something up that said Monster Factory Apple TV.
Yes, apparently they're on because I knew they used to be on YouTube, but I think they're now doing the shows on Apple TV, rebroadcasting them to there.
Yeah, which is awesome, and I'm really happy for him, because he puts in a good amount of his non-work time helping out with that, in addition to helping out with other online communities and things like that. He's a really nice guy. Yep. So I was really happy to hear that announcement. I think yesterday or today. I was like, oh, that's great for him. I hope he's happy with that. That sounds really nice.
All right, Fearon has the Triforce out of level 3. It's worth noting that he does have to go back to level 5. So if he goes, because he doesn't have the Triforce from there yet. So if he actually whistles the desert on his way down, hopefully looking for the white sword item, that'll make that 5 dig ever so much quicker.
I think I'm having seed bleed. I'm trying to remember where the stair item was in 5. Was it fairly early in?
I don't remember, and granted it's the white sword, so it would still help him a good deal.
Oh yeah. No, he should. If he finds it, he should absolutely take it. But I just don't remember where it was, because we were talking about him spending extra time in 7 digging for silvers, and
yeah, I don't really remember. I don't know how much he's actually seen of 5, given that he found it so early. Here we've got the item in level 3, and it's my favorite item of the entire game, the red ring.
Hey, that is going to help him out a ton with 9 with the Ganon fight specifically. So that's great for him.
Yeah. All right.
So
Fearon, he's like, I'm done. We're leaving now. So he should be whistling right now, hopefully to 6, which would take him to 5. Well, first we got to go to 7, so we got to whistle down one more.
I do that a lot. I'll blow the whistle to see, like, okay, like, what number am I on? And then it'll spit me out and be like, oh, wait, that's 7. I need 5. Wait, so 1, 2, yeah. So I do that a lot. I can never... A lot of our runners are savants when it comes to things like knowing what bomb count you're on to set up a force, or remembering what whistle you last blew to. I am terrible with that.
All right, so this is a potential staircase here in level 5.
I think this is the white sword.
That would definitely come in handy, but again, I am not sure that we don't see Fearon gamble on silver still being in 9. Because, I mean, you've got 2 items as opposed to overworld searching, even though the walk to level 9 will take him directly over the area where the white sword item is. So maybe we'll get really lucky, because then he'll be able to just defeat Ganon real quick.
That would be great for him. Did he dig all of 2? You mentioned he went into 2.
Oh yeah, he got the big shield and the heart out of level 2. So
Okay.
he's got pretty close to full item knowledge, and it actually tells us that the wand and the banana are the items in level 9.
Oh, okay. I was never going to see them, but that's nice that they're in there.
Well, if Fearon doesn't pick up the silvers, there's a really good chance he'll see them.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a gamble. At this point, you know, you have 2 items in level 9 that are outstanding, and you have a white sword item that could be a couple of different places, though we've seen a lot of the overworld at this point. That's the transport staircase here in 5. Fearon's going to take it. It gets you down to the bottom of level 5 where the Triforce is, kind of.
I am completely blanking on what room the Triforce was in. I just know I just went in a straight line and just prayed and stumbled onto it.
All right. Well, it's not going to be this room. Thankfully, we can just cross the moat. Now, I think you got grabby-handed in this room.
I got grabby handed in one of there were like, I think there were like 2 or 3 different grabby hand rooms in 5. I got hit with one, the grabby hands of injustice, and was not pleased, but thankfully it didn't set me back that much. I think the death in 4 set me back a couple minutes, because I had to take the long way back and then go all the way around. So
Yeah, I was going, BBQ, you have the any key. You've already seen the 4 drop. Why are you clearing this? Just run.
yeah, no, I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was thinking that, oh, it's 0 HP. This won't take long at all. And then I thought, no, I think it was that I saw that I was like, well, I can hopefully I can bomb to the right and then just run. And then I couldn't, and then I felt trapped. So I was like, oh, I can't really move. I don't have time to block clip in to protect myself, and just was this the Triforce room? Maybe.
Nope, that's a key. Though this is kind of blocked from the rooms that are around it. We couldn't really bomb down from the room that was above it. There we go. Triforce
Hey.
out of level 5 for Fearon Burgundy. Now, if luck is on our side, he's going to whistle the desert as he makes his way into level 9. Or continue checking for the white sword item. And yeah, there were a lot of free keys sitting on that floor. All right, looks like we're going to get a whistle check of the spot just to the north of start, or is he going for a potion shop? Nope, he's going to the Any Road. He's going to take the Any Road up into the Lost Hills, sadly missing the desert spot, and head into level 9.
Oh, if he'd have popped out there and walked over, he could have checked those. I hope he go down.
Again, here this makes perfect sense.
It does. I know it does.
Because there's 2 items in 9. It looks like we're getting a potion purchase, which is a good idea. He's got a ton of hearts, and there's no guarantee that Ganon will be 0 HP. Now he's got the red ring, which is also good.
And he has white sword, so he could have up an aid if he wanted to, because the mags is right at start. He could have done that if he wanted to, but you have white sword. It's 50-50 that Ganon's 0 HP. I mean, yeah, I can see it either way, particularly if you think you might be behind.
So what we need to have happen here is for Fearon to be Ganon blocked for making any progress in 9. Now, we know that there's a transport staircase that'll take you a little bit further, but he's going to up an A out of the Ganon room, which is a good call. We already know that it doesn't... actually, no, it bombed straight up, didn't it?
It does, and that's actually a good thing, because this may route him either to a block that he can't get around, or it might route him to the boomstick or the banana, which would maybe cause him to say, "Oh, maybe I should go do overworld checks." And to be fair to him, I've had a couple seeds recently. I think one was a seed of the week, or not, either the seed of the week or the weekly race, where I literally cleared everything, and then realized that, oh wait, I haven't found, looking for silvers, and I was like, oh wait, I haven't found white sword item yet. That could be silvers. And it was at the second raft spot that I orphaned like an hour earlier.
Yeah, those are always fun, but it's just about it's about luck at some time.
Yeah, it's for me tonight. That's what it felt like. I got lucky finding one early, and I just kind of started blitzing from there, and just kind of stumbled into the right order of items. So,
all right, we got the first push block here for Fearon. It is a transport staircase. He's going to go ahead and take it. It is worth noting that the next race between Cheshire and Caffey JD is coming up on this channel in about 35 minutes. So hopefully we will have enough time to be able to watch Fearon finish and get a post-game interview. But as our first runner has finished, we generally don't end up holding the channel to let the next race go ahead.
Yeah, and Fearon's a good runner. He's a good player. He plays a lot of different games, a lot of different NES and other console games. So I'm confident that as long as he doesn't get completely waylaid in here, that once he figures out that he needs to go to the overworld to find silvers, I think he'll beat this in fairly short order.
Rip Spiky. So another fun fact about the enemies in Zelda 1, when you break up the dig doggers, the little mini dig doggers have the same HP as the rest of your enemies.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise with the Patras, actually. I had forgotten that, because the little Patrites were 0 HP, and that was handy as all heck. I'm guessing extra bosses were probably on.
I know, Wise Keys. It's just we do have other programming behind us here. So if he doesn't get the opportunity to finish, he does usually finish it on his own channel. We just wouldn't be able to hold the channel for post-game interviews.
Yeah, and give Fearon a follow, by the way. He's a lot of fun on his stream. He does something with one of the Final Fantasy games every Saturday where his sprites are cats, so he calls it Catterday.
It's actually, I believe, Dragon Warrior Randomizer 2.
Oh, it's Dragon Warrior. That's right. It's like DW3 or 4?
Yeah, 3. I think it's 3.
Okay.
Ryguy runs the same thing.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, but he does that all the time, and it's a lot of fun if you've never seen it. And by you, I mean chat, because I know CD, you've seen it.
All right. Meanwhile, we have found another potential staircase that does not open. We found a couple of bomb walls that did not bomb, so this is going to kind of force us over across the top of level 9.
And he's down to 1 bomb. That actually might be a good thing for him if he needs to exit 9 to go get bombs. Let me pull up my tracker. Where's a bomb shop?
Oh, we got some more landmos, but with the red ring and white sword, this is not going to be as unfortunate as it could have been. You never really want to get shuttered in with four corner turrets and a bunch of nope ropes.
Yeah, that room is just garbage most of the time. I'm looking at my tracker. Oh, actually, if he, and I assume he is well, there's a bomb shop at the waterfall, but I also saw one just south of the desert. So if I don't know what his tracker says, but maybe if he needs to exit for bombs, maybe he goes there and checks the desert spots on the way. Maybe.
I mean, I was definitely hoping he was going to walk to level 9 and accidentally whistle the one spot that he would end up needing. But he does end up running back into an old man. We are still at a single bomb. I think he's kind of close to the area where Zelda's found. I think she's just to the room to his right there.
I think you're right. And to be entirely fair to Fearon, had I not dumb lucked my way into finding the silvers as the white sword item in the desert, I would be doing the exact same thing he's doing. Because I would have assumed, it would have either been that or go dig 2, because I didn't see anything in 2.
Yep, there we go. He now has the location of the princess. So we know where Ganon is. We know where the princess is. He's seen the rooms that are above Ganon. Now, if we end up running out of staircases, then there is a lot of hope that he realizes that his silver arrows are not, in fact, here in level 9.
Yeah, and he actually needs this to not be a push block right here.
He didn't actually push it. I think he's already been in this room.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's already gone to that staircase that isn't a staircase that takes you to a one room where you cannot bomb out. So we've got a key door here. He's going to go ahead and take out Spiky. He's going to go back and check that one room to the south just to not leave it alone.
Oh, this could be one of our items. It also could be one of our stairs, but this actually would be a good thing for him if it was an item, because that would maybe force him. I know it's a transport.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, at some point we're going to find the 2 items here in level 9. And then he'll go looking for the white sword silver arrows.
Yeah, and as runners, I feel like, and you definitely know this way better than I do, because you're far more experienced at this game than I am. This has happened to all of us at one point or another, where we're on a silvers hunt, we're on a bow hunt in 9, and there's one thing we didn't check, and that's where it is, and we end up full clear in 9, only to realize that, oh no, we have to go back out into the world.
Good block clip from Fearon into a diamond staircase is going to find another transport.
Yeah, he's pulled off a couple of those since I've hopped in the booth here. He's gotten really good at that.
All right, we're going to get access to the top corner of level 9. Now again, that any key is beautiful because it just means we can go, hey, this is not a staircase room, I'm leaving.
Yeah, that was another great find, just sitting there under an Armos. That's one of the best things I think you can find, as early in the game, because then it eliminates an annoying variable from the mix, and especially because I think we were on second quest money.
Yeah, the entrance to vanilla level 3 was green, which means it's a second quest mixed overworld.
The sad/funny part was I saw that and then completely forgot. Because I had tried to bomb the spot above the wood.
I don't think he tried pushing that block. So we do have a little bit of evidence of removed most open stairs on.
I was just going to ask you about that. Yeah.
He may want to go back and push that. And Malkier, I actually do know Fearon. I know that he's not a quitter, but I'm saying we do have a race following this one here on the channel. So again, there may be a chance that if he does not finish in time, that he will have to just finish on his own personal channel so that we can make way for the next race coming behind us. All right, we're working our way back down towards that original transport staircase that we took. We're going to take a right here.
He's gotten good coverage of the map in a reasonable amount of time. He hasn't been stuck looping around a bunch. So I feel like he's got to come across the items here relatively quickly. He's seen
either that or he's seen quite a lot of it, but I think the problem is that those 2 staircases that he did not push, the reverse C and the double block with the item sitting in the middle, that's kind of a dead giveaway for remove most open stairs. He didn't try pushing those blocks. So it's either going to work out in our favor, and him not pushing those is going to lead him to leave level 9 because he runs out of path to go. Or he's gonna double back and find the items or the staircases. Like we just ran out of a bomb wall there.
Oh yeah, he's looking at his map. I think he's trying to figure out is there a way I can get to the right side of the map without having to use my last bomb? Or maybe he's gonna take the stair.
I think he's gonna double back up to where he was because there was I think another direction to go from the original staircase. There's the room up underneath. Well, it's up underneath the 9, possibly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was that little dangly on his map screen. There was that little dangly room with a door. Yeah, up there on the right, to right from where he is. Yeah, he hasn't gone down there yet.
Yeah, so he's not quite exhausted all of his options, but he's kind of getting close, which makes those 2 stairs that he did not actually get a good push on a little bit more fishy.
Yeah, and you mentioned the not pushing those blocks in those rooms that had the items sitting on the floor. That for me that's always been one of the hardest things for me to keep track of in my head is, okay, what rooms can drop in what dungeons? And you've mentioned on stream several times, I think, the other ones you've commentated on, the item being in certain spots in a push block room indicates remove most open stairs is on, and it is a tip off, and that's helped me out in some other races. So, but that's hard to learn, especially if you're newish to the game.
I mean, it can be, but my first tournament was actually the original, not the original, I'm sorry, the second random percent tournament. So we're going to find another transport staircase here in level 9. Now, if I'm Fearon, I'm going to continue clearing the rooms below this. One of the races, I believe it was Truant Gamer versus, I don't really remember who, came down to Truant not knowing that that was a sign of remove most open stairs and not pushing a block to find his last final item. So it's kind of situations like that, which we have all gone through, that either teach you about the flag and it sticks in your memory as we find the disco floor, and this is another staircase. But it's that kind of a situation, which is unfortunate for the runner at the time, but at the same time, it kind of is a really good way to kind of teach you that lesson, as the disco floor is going to be another transport staircase. Okay, this is still new territory, so this is all right.
Yeah, he's eliminating spots where he's eliminating push block rooms.
He's seeing more of the map. This is all good stuff. There's the compass. He doesn't need that, but it's handy to have.
Yeah, but if we do have to leave 9, sometimes it's hard to re-get your bearings, you know. So or if you miss map like I tend to do quite a lot, it's nice to just have that little reminder.
All right, is he gonna? Okay, no, he's gonna try and bomb up here. So while he's working his way through 9, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So we're about to go into bracket stages, and one of the things that I've been kicking around in my head is the notion of, okay, brackets are 2 out of 3, and it's loser's remorse.
Yes.
So I am trying to think through, okay, what flags would I pick, assuming I lose round 1, which I'm going to be paired up against someone who's probably 3-2, and I'm just kind of assuming that I'm going to lose at least one match. So I've got some ideas rattling around in my head, but I'd be curious to kind of hear what you think about that.
I've kind of already decided and been mentioning several times on stream that my remorse flag will most likely be shuffled item drops. I don't really like the vanilla game very much. I liked it when I was a kid, but now that I've played the randomizer, it kind of spoils you to just playing, or at least it spoils me to the vanilla game. To the point where I don't want to know that all the items are in their vanilla dungeons, especially if we end up rolling vanilla dungeons quite a lot. So at least it gives it a little bit of a difference. We're going to find another non-pushable stair. So for me, I have a feeling it's going to end up being shuffled item drops, because Yeah, it could end up giving my competitor an advantage if they tend to find, if they find an item faster than I do. But at the same time, it could put that red ring somewhere I can get to it before level 9.
Okay, no, that's a really good idea. So what I'm rattling around in my head, and tell me if this is dumb. So there's two ways I could look at this. One is, well, first of all, it's going to be opponent dependent, right? So if I'm up against someone who's like really good at combat or who has a clear combat advantage or a knowledge advantage, maybe that makes a difference. But I'm of two camps. I could either pick a flag that helps my opponent but helps me more, or I could pick an opponent that hinders me a little bit but hinders my opponent more. And I'm leaning, on the one hand, I'm leaning shapes, because I feel like shapes is kind of annoying for some folks, but I've done enough consternation that I'm kind of used to deciphering shapes. My other thought is, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I was just going to mention that Fearon is probably going to try to bomb to the left here, or get into that left room, as that's one of the still few blank spots on his map. Or he's going to go back through the transport staircase. Okay, maybe he has realized that remove most open stairs are on, and that that reverse C and the double push block room might actually have something in them.
Oh, he sees this one here. He can't get to it there, and I think he can't bomb into it from this room either.
Comment from Mako in chat. Only worry about your choice if you actually lose positive thoughts. So, at the same time, there are quite a few ways that the flags can interact with each other. For example, when I went to go ahead and test the what would happen with the shuffled item drops, I found out, and then I told Rick. So by default, in the randomizer, when you click on shuffle item drops, it turns off heart shuffle at all. It just unclicks the box. So if somebody ends up choosing shuffled item drops, they're going to have to manually turn back on the possible flag for heart shuffle. So while it is, you want to be positive and all that, if that's who you are, it's also worth knowing exactly how some of these flags are going to interact with each other.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that. That's a really good point. So the other, and you tell me if this is trolly or not, the other thought I had is there is a flag that when I'm playing casually, I enjoy a lot, but that some of our top flight runners who are particularly adept at screen scrolling and ladder clipping would hate if I turned on. It feels to me like a bit of hate drafting, but I am considering. Oh, that's how you get into that eye room.
Yep.
I'm thinking about turning on rupee speed.
Sadly, I don't believe that's an option.
Is it not?
I believe we are limited to the flags that are currently in the flag set.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
So rupee speed is usually something that wouldn't be included in that. Same thing with turning on max HP enemies, Oko, Blackout, anything from the advanced tabs. I want to say that we are limited by the things that are already happening in the randomizer. So I don't think we can turn swordless on or anything like that. I don't believe we can change the items that we have a possibility of having, because it's actually 2 flags.
Okay. Well, this makes me feel better, because I was going to feel a bit trolly if I suggested that, I'm gonna take away a 4-in-1 runner's ability to screen scroll. Are the flags set up to where you can guarantee that boomstick is on or off?
I believe so. So anything that is currently set to a possible, I think you can actually set it to a yes or a no situation. So you could set it to yes shapes. You can set it to, and all of this, of course, goes up to the admins for verification on the off chance that I'm wrong. But I believe it's it's to the point where it has to be, again, already in the flag string that we're using, and it has to be something that can kind of be changed in like one flag. So I don't think we can give ourselves like a red ring. I don't think we can give ourselves, a sword.
Yeah, so you couldn't put like red ring as the white sword item or something like that.
Actually, that one I am not 100% sure on. That is worth potentially asking Krim or one of the admins.
I thought that one might be of interest to you.
I wouldn't
This is
do
your
it.
favorite item.
I wouldn't do it, but I giving somebody else Red Ring who is potentially way better than I am is just going to make them go even faster.
Yeah. See, and that's kind of what I'm wrestling with. Is like, do I pick something that I think is good for me, or do I pick something that's going to slow down my opponent and help me narrow the gap? Because I mean, this is my first tournament. I have
Completed my goals for this tournament. My goal coming into this was to go 2 and 3.
because this field is loaded with tons of really good players, yourself included. And I just wanted to win a couple. I just wanted to have a decent showing, win a couple games, and then whatever happens in brackets happens in brackets. So I don't want to be a jerk. If I can win my first round bracket match, cool. That'd be fun. But it's not like we're playing for money.
Oh no, that's SG Live.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Though last I heard, I believe they're taking that to an offline tournament only.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. Oh, so Fearon's out of bombs, and he's going to go over to this waterfall cave and buy bombs, and then probably go right back in.
All right, and then again, guys, just as a reminder, we do have another race following us here, so we're going to give this as long as we can, but then we will be shifting coverage over to the upcoming Chess Jerk versus Caffey JD match with Adirondack Rick and Jasandi8 on the mic. Though
Yeah.
I do fully encourage everybody, if you want to see how this finishes out, to go ahead and head over to Fearon's channel, give him a like, a follow. That way, you can see how he finishes up the seed.
Yeah, I was just going to say the exact same thing. Yeah, he will finish the seed. I'm 99% sure of that. So
He's a really nice guy. Go on, hang out on his channel, or you can do the March Madness thing. You can screen it. You could have the
Chester Caffey match on one screen. You could
watch Fearon wrap up on the second screen.
All right, he is headed over kind of in new territory to see if he can bomb into this bottom section of 9. And we have a potential staircase. And some free bombs, so, you gotta love it that the pancakes were dropping explosives.
I love the pancakes are dropping anything.
At least I think it was a pancake. It might have been a Stalfos. We're gonna find what has to be the last potential transport staircase here in level 9.
Okay, this should take him
That's
down.
the reverse C that had the item, I believe, in the middle. So if he goes down here or up here, that's where the two block room was. But instead, and I kind of agree with this decision, he's going to go ahead, take the staircase back. Having seen all the rooms in that area, he's going to head back to the key door here to the south and those couple of rooms that he might not have seen.
Yeah, this almost certainly has to be one of the items at this point. I think
Yeah, we're running out of staircase options. All right. Well, at least we get a boomstick before the end of the race.
Yay! This is exactly like what happened. Because I think I was one of the feature runners on the weekly. I think the week before the tournament started, and this exact same thing happened to me, where I was looking for silvers, couldn't find them. This was when the silvers were the white sword item on the raft spot, and I literally dug out everything. And I had bought the book like 5 minutes in, because I had that kind of money, and I got the wand in 9, so I got to use it for like 2 minutes.
Hey, I mean that's better than not ever getting to use it, so that's at least a plus.
The boomstick is always fun.
So what we need Fearon to do here, excuse me, sorry, is we need him to go back to that double push block room that had the key sitting on the floor. Though, again, if you're not familiar with remove most open flags, it won't have actually just shouted at you, hey, push this block after you clear the room. As he may have actually tried to push the block, but it didn't look like he actually got a solid push on it.
Yeah, and that's another thing that every runner in this tournament and in the community will tell you, if you ask them, they've done it at some point. They have marked something on their tracker as, oh, I already checked this room. And then you either forgot to push the block, or you only pushed it for a second, or you mark up walls, you can't bomb it. But you did try to bomb it, but you were just off by like half a tile, and then you just end up on a wild goose chase. I know I've done that a bunch.
Yeah, it's not uncommon, and it just happens. It happens to everybody, depending upon how awake you are. It might happen more often or not.
Or even just something as simple as a misclick. That's happened to me too, where you've clicked the ones like the 2Q7 burn spot, but you meant to click the 1Q8 burn spot, and that's where Mags is or something. I was like, I've done that.
Yeah. All right. So Fearon is trying to get access to whatever blank spots are still on his map so that he can continue checking here in level 9. So I will go ahead and start the wrap-ups because we have a race coming. So I want to say a big thank you to both of our runners, Fearon, Burgundy, and BBQ.gov, for a very entertaining race tonight. Big thanks to Diesel Pilot for hanging out with me and doing our tracking and setup and all that good stuff in the background, and of course doing my math for me tonight. And I will say thank you guys very much. Keep your eyes peeled. The next race should be starting here in less than 10 minutes. Thank you very much and have a great night.
Thanks, CD.